Hi, with Marina Barrage. We're coming here for the second part of our national education tour.
And later on, we will see a model to understand how the system works. Just below here, into that building below, will be the NCE. And also NCE, not cheap to build. Could have made just a flyover, what? But instead they went underneath. So they are trying to follow a bit like the English level. So the proximity shows you how much the water drops. Okay? So just to go with the amount of sand before it drops. It's quite clear. 80% of the cargo that comes here, 20% remains on the country, 80% moves up. So this is also a stopover for many ships that come here and leave their containers, so that mother boats come and collect them to do the long haul. Because every day there is 2 departures from Singapore to the States. It's very vibrant place. We're trying to encourage more of our young to go into maritime in many fields, even in law or even out into inspecting of ships. Even if you are a harbour master, I think a lot of money. Tough boys are all that. Everybody wants a table job. Okay, come, let's go in the gallery. Now just come closer, 2 steps closer. Because if I have secondary, I'll lose my voice. Lucky I only do 1 per day. Okay, now welcome to the gallery. Sustainable. You'll notice that today in Singapore, keywords are very much used. Okay, and that is sustainable. To make a country sustainable for the people. Okay, that is the keyword. And the person I so love is something nice to say. That is why sometimes even if you do Sunday papers or Saturdays, you get very great guys writing very nice articles. Some of them has a lot of wit in it, a lot of humanity in it. So, because today a lot of us, half the time we're not reading the papers, we are reading what's on Facebook, like duh, okay? So, that is all, it's not really value for money lah, okay? Now, new water, these are the bottles. In addition, why? You can't buy it from Shing Shop, NTUC, Cold Storage and all. You can only get it from New Water. This is the storyline of the Singapore River. Please come forward. Thank you. Because the ones behind are way behind. This is the river, the lifeline of Singapore's history, which I told you about, 1977, 10 years to clear up the whole river. And also constantly, a lot of biologists in Singapore from NUS, you know, they study very hard. And biologists and people who deal with water, they spend many hours toiling the river just to get samples to find out how the water quality is. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just something that you talk about, easy to do, press a button, it's done. So the river is clean, and these are the boats. Now these boats are very crucial because they actually carry goods in and out of the river. And you notice that these boats, they are called bump boats because they have tires around it, the rubbers, to prevent them from bumping into each other. Another thing is, you notice also there are eyeballs on the boat, the front of the boat. Why?
So can see that.
So the boat can see, right? Huh? It's a belief, it scares away water spirit. But actually, it is the water level also. If the boat is too heavy, then the eyeballs get submerged. Then they will know that the boat has too much things already. Because that's where the water level, the marker is the eyeball. Okay. Valuable units also, because one piece would be like 2-3 million before restoration, and it becomes al fresco dining. But the problem today is so many places with boutique dining and this kind of up-class market. Please lah, not everybody can eat like that, no? Imagine you go to a boutique restaurant and the food is like the palm of your hand, like so small. Then when you see the bill is so big, then you're hungry again, right? A lot, and you make sure you feed the whole kampung. Chefs are the ones that cook food farm side. It's very prevalent here in Singapore, and of late we've been getting a lot of rain, okay, flash floods and all that. But when in February we had a drought. Drought also a problem, but lucky we have reserve water. Okay, other countries are screaming for help already. They got no water for the people. Floods are no good because what happens is when it floods, everything from your toilet bowl comes out also. But in those days, we used to love floods because when we go to school, we drag our bag in the water. Then no need to study, right? Okay, but it is not a good thing, because the drains in JB are very thick and you see bubbles. So if you stay on the second floor, you're very lucky. So I'm lucky. I live on the 10th floor. You'll never reach my house. Okay. So
Last time the car
houses, this was the good old days of Singapore. If you ever stayed in a kampung house, they even had to have courtesy campaign because people are not contributing. The best food in the whole industry because it was tasty. Okay, and a hawker thrives on a pail of water. And this pail of water, when they run out of gravy, they use that water also, part of the gravy. How many islands? 7. 7 islands to build Jurong Island. And Jurong actually capsizes if the island's on fire, so that the fire does not go into mainland. Who would think of all this? Only the Singapore government. Bringing people back to the waters. Now in those days, most of the reservoirs to people. People are not allowed to go there because they are so afraid that the people will contaminate the water. But now they realize that they have to bring the people back to the water. Because if Lee Hsien Loong has started the exhibit of ABC, not ABC Stout. Active, beautiful and clean. Everywhere are acronym. So my passenger asked me, why is the highway called Pi? Do they serve Pi along the highway? Okay, Singaporeans are renowned for acronyms. Now, active, beautiful and clean. Beautiful, the reservoirs are beautiful animals, plants, and water life and all that. So ABC is an important part of the education system. And today there are 11 ABC sites. Not all reservoirs are under ABC, but there are 11 places that are, and most of them will be like Marina Barrage is one of them. Then active beautiful like Murai and all these are not accessible to public. But we also have a lot of storage tanks, detention tanks. Means when there is detention tanks are like when there's heavy rainfall, it holds the water for a certain period. Then once the rain subsides, then it slowly release this water out to flow into the river. Because if you have too much of flowing, you'll damage a lot of things. But I'm talking about the Pongo Reservoir. So you see, even Coney Island and all that has been dammed off, so that they are able to have water. So the river is also part of the reservoir. So because it's free water from the sky. This is one of my favorite sites of ABC. From Lower Pierce Reservoir, it flows down. This is Bishan Park. And in those days, it was a concrete drain. So they have beautified it in such a way that they have all kinds of things to keep the water clean, and yet there's still a lot of life in it. And it doesn't look like a lot of water, but when it rains, it actually, the water level goes quite high. So they meander in the whole river so that it slows down the water movement. Some people are very pantang, they cannot live above the cemetery because I know this about every land in Singapore, they go very everywhere. Or you know, see the bigger devil, then you start seeing the devil. Yeah, some have been used verbal already. So when you have technical things, they sometimes go through maintenance. Now, the reservoir is in here. When it rains heavily, the water level goes up. When the water level goes up, they open up the crest gates. There are 9 crest gates altogether to let the water flow out. But this, they have to make sure that this water here is low tide. Because if you open up the crest gate and it's high tide here, this water will straight go in. It took us 2 years to dilute the water, meaning through natural dilution. When it rains, they release. Rain, release. So that is why it's fresh water there. But in a scenario that if it's heavy rain there, high tide here, they have all the pumps at the side. And the pumps will pump out as much as 1 Olympic size of cool water in 1 minute.
What?
It has to be fast. Because pump out to the side, into the sea. Yeah, pump it will go back in.
High tide, so they pump, they don't release through the gates.
Don't release this.
They pump through the pump house.
That's why 1 minute, 1 Olympic size. It has to be fast enough. Because if they are not fast enough, a lot of areas will flood. Okay? So this is how the crest gate works. Lines to make your night. Number 1, very first vision of Kuan Yin is to make this into a reservoir. Number 2, it took them 2 years to dilute the water. Number 3, the benefits of water would be water supply, flood control, and lifestyle attraction. So it has to include all these things. And then 4, these are the pump house. Okay, and on the top of the roof they have grass patch, football field, and also solar panels. The solar panels are to generate electricity and air conditioning in the building. Number 5, the waterways. As I told you, the river, Kallang River, Singapore River, Geylang River, Rochor Canal, and Stafford Canal. Does anybody know where is Stafford Canal today? Behind McDonald House.
Oh.
You know that road going from Plaza C to Cathay Cinema? That is down there. And you can actually walk from there up to here. There's a lot of ways you can walk. It's just that you have to go and find them. Okay? And then it got station Dhoby Ghaut. Because the Stafford Canal used to run there, the Indian laundrymen used to do the laundry along there. That's why Dhoby comes from laundry. Now, the 6 bridges, okay, is 6 meters wide. It's not wide, not the 6 bridges, it's 6. The 7 pumps that pumps out the water as fast as possible per second is 280 cubic meters per water. I don't know how that calculates, but almost about 1 Olympic size in a minute. 8 are the 8 viewing decks along there. 9 are the 9 crest gates that open up to let they were having the last game, but it never ended the last game. And do you know that the wooden benches in the stadium were given to art designers to make songs memory of the by one of the box housing in your flat. Okay, shoreline.
At the same time, sky terraces and roof gardens are utilized on
All this is
to lower local ambient temperature.
Tax payers money. Sometimes people always don't tell tax payers. Hello, how much tax do you pay? Right. At the end of the day, how much tax do you pay? How much, right? To be able to have all this technology. But it's for the people. Okay? So why we have to sell Singapore so much? So that we can make money to have all of these things. Okay? So gardens by the bay, the very first one. The next garden will be here, and another garden here. And now it's all seamless. There are boardwalks and all that connecting one point to another. Soon it will be the whole circumference of Singapore. Generated in Tuas. And it reduces the rubbish by 90%. And what is left is ashes, which they use a tugboat to draw all these ashes to Sumakau Island. Sumakau Island consists of two islands, two parcels of island. Pulau Semakau, Pulau Sengkit. Where in these borders they use a membrane. A membrane that is so thick that it will not allow any of the ash to seep into the sea and contaminate the water of the sea. Soon, this island, maybe they might build houses for the rich, you know, where you can have this beautiful bungalow, your yacht can just park right in front of the house. On Semakau, okay? Or maybe you should make it into a retirement home, a landfill. Right? So where do we get rid of the old and send them to landfill? Okay? And then maybe then it will, I'm sure in their mind now, it's just a matter of time this will fill up, that they are looking into other, has become an asset to us because not having it made us want to look for ways and means to make it better and to survive.
Yeah, he's able.
Everybody jump!
Behind should jump.